Pick up sliced Dietz and Watson's Deli Meat, freshly made Italian bread, and Lewis Dairy Milk.
All right, guys, here we go. Time now for question of the day. We got a new email in. It says, Dear Bill and Jessica, I met a guy on an unnamed dating site recently. He expressed interest in getting to know me and asked me out for coffee at Starbucks.
Okay, I like it.
We met, had coffee, good conversation.
Mm-hmm.
He was well put together and seems to have his life together.
Okay.
He contacted me a few days later and asked to see me again, but wanted to meet at a public park for a light lunch. I asked him if we could meet for dinner at Ruth's Chris or, like another restaurant like that instead. He got quiet and said, quote, he felt more comfortable building up to a more expensive and time-consuming date if we decided to date long-term.
Mm-hmm.
I was turned off by this.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, should I view his reluctance to take me out as a red flag of him being cheap, wasting my time, or someone to avoid? I'm used to men, like inviting me to nice places for dinners.
Now, where was their first
What are your thoughts?
encounter?
They met on a dating site. They went to Starbucks for coffee. And then
I'm following along there. I like all that. That's
she liked
pretty
him.
Normal and basic and how you usually.
And then the second time he
hear this kind of
contacted her and said, hey, can we meet at a park, I guess for a light lunch or something? And she's like, well, I want to go to dinner. Let's go to dinner. And he was like, I don't know. And she was kind of turned off by that. Like, what difference does it make that?
If it was me, like, I'm just trying to put myself in a situation.
Like, normally a dinner is the first, like Ruth Chris would be a first date. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
but if I had first met someone on a dating site, like she's saying,
okay.
it might be a casual spot, like she's saying. We met for coffee, Starbucks.
Well, that's
hear
fine.
That a lot.
Well, they did.
And so there was
But I don't think.
somewhat of like, they liked each other, I guess, where they were like, all right, well, let's see each other again, right?
Right.
And then he suggests, hey, do you want to get together and go to a park and we'll have a light lunch?
And she was like, I don't know if I'm into that. Let's go to dinner. And he was like, he got funny.
Now, did she tell
That's
him?
him getting funny is weird to
But
me.
did she tell him that she made the suggestion about Ruth Chris or whatever?
Yeah.
Like she wrote that in there?
Yes. Who cares? That's dinner. Hey, let's go to dinner. Where do you want to go? I don't know. I really like Ruth Chris. Now, yes, that's expensive, but she said, or another restaurant like that. It's weird that he's getting weird about it, I think. They met for coffee. They liked each other. He even wants to take her out again, but he says, wait till we get a little bit more serious before I take you on an expensive dinner date. That's weird to me. Sometimes you go on an expensive dinner date the first date.
Sometimes you do, but that's not how they did it.
No, and that's even more so, okay, the second date, let's go to a Ruth's Chris.
But I'm not feeling some kind of way that he was like, oh, let's meet at a park and let's have a light lunch.
I don't think it's a thing. I agree.
For me, if I was approached with it, I wouldn't have even
No, I don't.
made a suggestion or questioned it. Like, that would have been okay for me.
No, I understand that, but all I'm saying is that it's weird.
I don't think I would ever write.
Well, it's funny that he's basically saying, can I see you again? And she says yes. So he wants to see her. She wants to go out with him again. Okay, fine.
Mm-hmm.
So then she says yes. He says, how about lunch at the park, a light lunch in the park?
Yeah.
And then she says, let's go to dinner. How about dinner? And then his response is where it gets funny. Well, only if, hold on, let me read the quote. He felt more comfortable building up to an expensive and time-consuming date if we decided to date long-term. That's weird. You either want to see her again or you don't. Go to dinner. I don't understand. You've already met at Starbucks. Go to dinner. What difference does it make? Go to the park or go to dinner. Same thing. Like, I don't get it.
It wasn't the same thing for her, though.
Well, she might
made
not.
A suggestion. She
She might not be able to. She might not want to go to the park during the day. She wants to go out on a dinner date.
My whole thing is, and that would have been fine for me reading it, is like, oh, well, can we do dinner instead? But not give a specific. It's like she pushed it on him exactly.
No, she didn't. She
Like
suggested
a-
to go to dinner, and he got weird.
But it
and
wasn't
that
just-
whole thing's weird.
It wasn't just, hey, do you just want to do dinner?
Well, he's a freak. You need to not go out
Like,
with him again.
she specifically said where to go. She picked like the most expensive
Cared.
place.
She said or something
So
like
that
that.
would be a little red flag there.
No.
A little gold digger.
No. He's a freak. Leave him.
Huh? What's going on there?
Don't go out with him
Maybe-
again.
Maybe that was a test. Maybe she wanted to see. She got her answer.
She suggested dinner at Ruth's Chris. Name me somewhere that's more expensive.
I
That
would
shouldn't
not
even be
have
on the
wrote
table. It's not a
that
first
in
date. The
there.
first date was Starbucks. The first date was Starbucks. They already went. You want to go again? Go out to Applebee's. Go out to Chili's. They got the free gallon
But
margaritas
that's
coming.
not what she suggested.
No, not free. To go.
That's not what she suggested.
She said Ruth's Chris. She likes Ruth's Chris. Some people like steaks.
Yeah, I like steaks too, but
She
I've
said
never been there.
or. She said or somewhere like that.
Somewhere like what? Expensive?
No, somewhere like they have a good steak. You
I
like
guess he wasn't ready for all that.
maybe he doesn't have Ruth's Chris money, but he only has Subway money. Okay, that's fine. I understand the jokes, but let's get
But
serious
maybe
here
that
about
was
this.
a test. Maybe she wanted to see if he was gonna, say yes to that.
Let's see here. Starbucks doesn't constitute a first date. You have lunch dates at Starbucks with potential clients. It doesn't matter where it is. That is a date you meet. You meet up with someone that you met offline. They went to Starbucks. They had the initial meeting. They liked each other.
And I
now
get
go
all
to
that,
dinner.
and I'm fine with
But
that.
going to dinner is
And
normal.
then he suggests, oh, let's have a light lunch, fine, at a park. She suggests, no, I'd like to go to dinner, which would have been fine. My whole thing is,
Yeah,
where
but
she
even if it wasn't
specifically
Ruth's Chris,
says,
forget. Yeah, but again,
no, we're not
take
going to
Ruth's
forget
Chris
that
out
out of it, because that's what triggered him to say what he said.
No,
back.
it's not. What triggered him was he said going out to dinner dates.
And expensive.
Go.
And that's again one
No.
of the most expensive places that you go.
It's
I
weird.
don't know if you go there on a first date. Do you?
It's-
I never have.
No, they've already been on a date. They've been to Starbucks and they
Right,
met.
and that was a
and now
casual meeting.
take the girl to dinner, you freak. You don't want to go out to
And
a park
dinner,
and
yes,
have a
it's
light
fine.
lunch with your apron on in a basket.
Dinner is fine,
me a
but
break.
do you do that on the first encounter where this is like special?
Well, they didn't. They went to Starbucks.
right. I
So
get
it's not a
that.
first encounter.
I get that. They meet up from a dating site. The next text he gets,
It's not about the. You guys are missing the point. The point is he doesn't want to go to dinner with her.
no, I don't agree.
Let me
with
read
that.
it again just
I
to
don't
refresh.
agree
Let me
with
read
that.
it again just to refresh your memory. He contacted me a few days later and asked to see me again, but wanted to meet in a public park for a light lunch. I said if we could meet for dinner at Ruth's Chris
At
or
Ruth's
or somewhere like that.
I think that was the turnoff for him.
Well, you guys are taking the money thing and
I think that was the turnoff when she
well,
made
all right.
the
Let
suggestion.
me ask you this.
Now, if
what if
there
she'd
would
have
have been
said?
some courtesy,
What if she'd have said
said-
Applebee's?
Not even put his place. Can we do dinner?
Can we do dinner? I like Applebee's. What if she had said that? And then he got quiet and said he felt more comfortable building up to a little bit more expensive and time-consuming date. That is weird. It's not all about the money. It's his time-consuming date. If we decide to date long-term. That's weird.
I don't know. I've never done dates like that. So
No, you go to the farmer's market. You're out of the game. That's weird. Am I crazy here, guys, or what?
I think the whole Ruth Chris thing is a throw off. If you just say dinner, maybe the conversation would have
If
gone
he-
a little
all right,
differently.
Just for the sake of...
And then
All right, let me
maybe-
ask you this.
Maybe for him, he doesn't want to do, like
Okay.
you're saying, a long evening date.
Let me ask
Maybe
you
he's
this.
not ready for that.
Let me ask you this. Then that's weird. Because that's what you do when you date. You go to dinner. What if he had not said Ruth's Chris? Or what if she had not said Ruth's Chris? What if she just said, hey, let's go to dinner? And he said he felt more comfortable building up to something
Right.
like that.
And I'm saying
time consuming.
maybe he's not ready for that. He wants to do a light lunch.
That's
he wants to hang out just for a few hours.
Going to dinner is a few hours, probably shorter.
Well, maybe for him, he's thinking it's longer. That's
Weird.
how he worded it.
And that's normal.
I mean, if you go to a park, you're only there for, I don't know, maybe an hour.
And how long's dinner? 2, if not even.
I mean,
Come
two,
on,
2.5.
No, come on. If you go to 2.5 hour dinner, you're getting drunk. You're going to drink. You don't.
I mean-
You don't go to sit there for 2.5 hours.
Okay.
We go in and eat dinner. My wife and I were there for an
Okay.
hour. I mean, come on. Or there's a long wait.
Well,
302-858-5117.
for him, he's clearly thinking that
He's
dinner date
clearly
is more
someone that
intimate,
she
more,
needs to kick to the curb.
It's more in depth. That's how he's thinking it. He wanted something like a lunch date, something more casual.
Okay, then say that.
He wasn't ready.
Wasn't ready for dinner. He's ready for lunch, but he ain't
But-
ready for dinner.
But if you say all that other stuff, he's running like hell.
She needs to run because it's weird. It's Bill and Jessica. Here's Sweetie, Janae Aiko. Let us